Good morning. Welcome to the current affairs session. So the topic is a social issue. What is India's stand on same-sex marriage? Recently, a bench by the Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, referred petition to legally recognize same-sex marriage to a constitutional bench of 5 judges of the Supreme Court. The court has listed the case for final argument on April 18. What is the case? The court has been hearing multiple petitioners' request for legal recognition of same-sex marriages under special law. Initially, it took up the case of two partners who said the non-recurrent same-sex marriage amount to discrimination that strike at the root of the dignity and self-fulfillment of the LGBTQIA plus couples. The petitioner cited the Special Marriage Act 1954, which provides a civil marriage for couples who cannot marry under their personal law, and appealed to the court to extend the right to the LGBTQIA community by making the marriage between any two persons gender neutral. Hello. Yeah. Kontu. Hmm. ତମେ ପଳେଇବ ଯୋଉ ଆମର ବୋଇରେ ଗୀତା ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟରିଂ କଲେଜ ଦେଖିଛ ମଦନପୁର ଗୀତା କଲେଜରେ ପହଞ୍ଚିକି ସେଠି ଗୋଟେ ନମ୍ବର ଦେଇକି ଦେଖୁନ ସେ ଦେଇକି ଗୋଟେ ନମ୍ବର ସିଦ୍ଧାର୍ଥ ବୋଲି ଲେଖା ହେଇଥିବ ସୁଧାଂଶୁ ମହାପାତ୍ର ଲେଖା ହେଇଥିବ ହେଲା ସେଇ ନମ୍ବରରେ କଲ୍ କରିଦେବେ ମତେ କଲ୍ କରିଦେବେ ସେଠି ପହଞ୍ଚିଲା ସେଠି 2 ମିନିଟ୍ ସେଠି 2 ମିନିଟ୍ର ବାଟ ଗୀତା ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟରିଂ କଲେଜରୁ 2 ମିନିଟ୍ ବାଟ ହେଲା ଗୀତା ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟରିଂ କଲେଜରୁ ସିଧା ସେ ରାସ୍ତାରେ ଯିବେ ମେଳନ ପଡ଼ିଆ ଦେଖିବେ 200-300 ମିଟର ପରେ ସେ ମେଳନ ପଡ଼ିଆ ସାଇଡ୍ରେ ତାଙ୍କ ଆଜି ଦେଇଦିଅନ୍ତୁ ପୁଣି ଯୋଉଦିନ କହିବି ନେଇକି ଦେଇଦେବେ ଏ କ୍ୟାରେକ୍ଟର ନେଇକି ଯିବା ରାସ୍ତା ଦେଇଦେଉଛନ୍ତି ବାକି ନେଇକି ଯିବା ଲୋଡ଼ିଂ ହେଇଗଲାଣି ହଉ ଯାଆନ୍ତୁ। ପପୁ ପାଇଁ ଫୋନ୍ ଧରିଲି କହିଦେବା ବड़ा ଭାରି ଗଲା ହେଲା ସେ ସେଠି ପହଞ୍ଚି ଫୋନ୍ ତାହେଲେ କାହାକୁ କହିଲେ ଉଠି ଆସିବ ବड़ा ନମ୍ବର ଦେଇଛି ସେ ଏଇନା ବାହାରିଲା ନଉଛି ତାକୁ 40 ମିନିଟ୍ ଖଣ୍ଡେ ଯିବାକୁ ସେ ଅନୁସାରେ କହିଲି ସେ ଗୀତା ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟରିଂ କଲେଜ ପାଖରେ ପହଞ୍ଚିଲା କଲ୍ କରିବ ସେ କ'ଣ ବୁଝିପାରିବ ସେଇଟା କହିଦେଲି ସେ ସେଇଠି ତମ ମେଳନ ପଡ଼ିଆ ଯାଏଁ ଦେଖିଥିଲା ଆଉ ସେଇଠି କହିଦେଲେ ସେ ସେଇଠୁ ଆସିଲା ନେଇକି ହେଲା ନମ୍ବରକୁ ସେ କଲ୍ କରିବ ହେଲା ତା ନମ୍ବର ଦିଆଯାଇଛି ନା ମୁଁ କ୍ଲାସ୍ରେ ବସିବି Okay. The court has been hearing multiple petitioners' request for legal recognition. Okay. The petitioner cited Special Marriage Act. But what is the issue? Why does the community want this right? Even if LGBTQIA couples may live together legally, they are on a slippery slope. They do not enjoy the rights of married couple do. For example, the LGBTQIA couples cannot adopt children or have a child by surrogacy. They do not have automatic rights to inheritance, maintenance, and tax benefit after a partner passes away. They cannot avail of benefit like pension or compensation. Most of all, since marriage is a social institution that is created by and highly regulated by law, without this social sanction, same-sex couple struggle to make a life together. Why? Why the court learning? Okay, so the court learning on Article 21 that guarantee the right to life and liberty have times and again ruled in favor of the interfaith and intercaste marriage, directing the police and other rights organizations to give them protection when they were threatened by parents or society, pointing out that all adults have the right to marry a person of their choice. Right? Argument from both sides, but the center said, sir, sir, कौन सा ओपन सर्वर दोनों थे but the center said, okay, family issues are far beyond mere recognition and registration of marriage between persons belonging to the same gender. Living together as partners and having sexual relations by same-sex individual is not comparable with the Indian family unit. Concept of a husband, a wife, and children which necessarily presuppose a biological man as a husband, a biological woman as a wife, and the children born out of the union between the two. Petition response: the government's position is curious, given the Hindu Marriage Act itself wiped out several recorded Hindu traditions that existed prior to codification. Whosoever drafted the response also seems clueless about the 60 odd genders recognized in Hindu historical text. Not to mention, it has failed to provide any textual basis prohibiting the marriage of these 60 odd genders. The progeny argument is particularly ridiculous because it implies any marriage son of biological offspring is not a marriage. That means, so this is the petitioners respond to this. Fine. In Navjit Singh Johar, when homosexuality was decriminalized, the court said members of the LGBTQIA plus community are entitled to the benefit of an equal citizenship without discrimination and to the equal protection of law. The choice of whom to partner, the ability to find fulfillment in sexual intimacies, and the right not to subjected to discriminatory behavior are instincts to the constitutional protection of sexual orientation. But the center stand at the depositions in court and outside. The center has opposed same-sex marriage and said judicial interference will cause complete havoc with the delicate balance of personal law. While filing a counter affidavit during this learning, the government said that decriminalization of Section 377 IPC does not give rise to a claim to seek recognition of same-sex marriage. After the PS Puttaswamy verdict, which upheld the right to privacy, and Navjot Singh Johar has decriminalized homosexuality, there is hope that same-sex marriages would be legalized, but that has not been the case, promoting many couples to move out of court. Okay. So at the opposite court and outside the central oppose same-sex marriage and said judicial interference will cause complete havoc with the delicate balance of personal law. After the KP Puttaswamy verdict 2017, which upheld the right to privacy and Moses Singh Johar that decriminalized homosexuality, there is hope that same-sex marriage could be legalized, but that has not been the case, promoting many couples to move court. In this affidavit filed to the Supreme Court, the government said that the notion of marriage itself necessarily and inevitably presupposes a union between two persons of the same sex. This definition is socially, culturally, and legally ingrained into the very idea and concept of marriage and ought not to be distributed or diluted by judicial interpretation. Despite the decriminalization of Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code, the petitioner cannot seek same-sex marriage to be treated as a fundamental right and recognized under the law of the country. Right. Sir, lagi. Parliament has designed and framed the marriage law in the country, which is governed by. Okay, so Parliament has designed and framed the marriage law in the country, which are governed by the personal law, codified law related to customs of various religious communities, to recognize only the union of a man and a woman to be capable of legal sanction, and thereby claim legal and statutory rights and consequences, and that any interference with the same would cause complete havoc with the delicate balance of personal law in the country and in the accepted societal values. The government said that even if such a right allowing same-sex marriage is claimed under Article 21, the right can be curtailed by competent legislature on permissible constitutional grounds, including legitimate state interest. The government submitted that statutory recognition of marriage as a union between a man and a woman is inextricably tied to acceptance of the heterogeneous institution of marriage and acceptance of Indian society based on its cultural and sociological norms acknowledged by the competent legislature. The government saying that the concept of marriage ought not to be distributed or diluted by judicial interpretation, and the court learning towards granting equal rights, including marriage of same-sex couple, citing the constitution and changing norms. It is clear that the two organs of the state are not in agreement on this. Even if the court rules in its favor, the march towards equality for the LGBTQI community will be hard. Enforcing something like same-sex marriage in a diverse country with all entrenched tradition will not be easy. Right activity are calling for awareness on sex, gender, and constitutional right from the school level to change things on the ground. Fine. Which country have legalized same-sex marriage? Currently, there are 32 countries globally where same-sex marriage is legal. These are Argentina, Australia, Austria, Belgium, Brazil, Canada, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Denmark, Ecuador, Finland, France, Germany, Ireland. Okay, so Iceland, Luxembourg, Malta, Mexico, Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Portugal, Slovenia, South Africa, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Taiwan, UK, USA, and Uruguay. So many 32 countries they have legalized same-sex marriage in the world. That is why this motion is gaining momentum in India, but Indian law is not in its favor. Okay, existing law are not in favor, and the judicial intervention as they sought it, judiciary has taken time by referring the case to a larger bench or larger constitutional bench. Okay, then the raccoon ducks. A new analysis of the genetic data collected from the Hunan seafood market in Wuhan, China has linked the coronavirus to the raccoon ducks, raising the possibility that pandemic originated from the infected animals sold there. About raccoon ducks are neither ducks nor raccoons. They belong to the candid family and are closely to the foxes. They are the only candids that hibernate during the winter. There are two species of the raccoon ducks. the Nasciturus proconadis, the common raccoon duck, and the Nasciturus p. venidius, the Japanese raccoon ducks. They are all omnivorous. Okay, they are monogamous. They often live in pairs. Food, they like food source like rodents and fruits. Distribution, raccoon ducks are originally from East Asia. They are common in China, Korea, and Japan. They are known as tanuki. They are first brought in by food traders in Europe in the 1920s. Effect on the local ecosystem. Consider a threat to native ecosystem in Europe. The tanuki is respected in Japan. In folklore, tanuki is a fun-loving trickster that can change shape and is often associated with the good financial luck. Fine. In Japan, but they are taken for consumption in China, and it is right now it has been raised that the coronavirus has started emerging from this particular species. Fine. And Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampad Yojana, the next topic for the preliminary that we will discuss today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has praised the effort of farmers of Sisra for showcasing the benefit of PM Matsya Sampad Yojana, a flagship scheme for focus on sustainable development of fishery sector in the country with an estimated investment of around 20,050 crore for its implementation during 2021-2025, a part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat package. The Ministry Fishery, Animal Husbandry and Dairy, it aims to bring about a blue revolution through sustainable and responsible development of the fishery sector in India and to double the incomes of fishes and fish farmers, reducing post-harvest losses from 20 to 25% to about 10% and the generation of gainful employment opportunity in the sector. This is the objective of Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampad Yojana. Implementation is implemented as an umbrella scheme with two separate components, namely the central sector scheme. The project cost will be borne by the central government. The entire project unit cost will be funded by the government of India 100%. Central sponsored scheme, all the subcomponent activity will be implemented by the state and the cost will be shared between the center and the state. Northeastern states and Himalayan states, 90% central share and 10% state share. Other states, 60% central share and 40% state share. A well-structured implementation framework will be established for the effective planning and implementation of the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampad Yojana. For optical outcomes, cluster or area-based approach will be followed with requisite forward and backward linkage and end-to-end solutions. Approach, the cluster or area-based approaches and many new interventions such as fishing vessels, insurance, aquaculture in saline alkaline areas, Sagar Mitra, FFPOs and nucleus breeding centers, etc. will be established as part of this particular government launch program. Fine. Achievement from 2019-20 to 21-22, the fishery sector has an incredible growth of 13.3%. Fish production has increased from 141.64 lakh ton in 2019-22, 16187 lakh ton provisional in 21-22. The sector achieved all-time high export of 13.64 lakh tons of products, reaching around 57,587 crore. Okay, topped by the shrimp export. Status of fishery sector. The fishery sector has been recognized as a powerful income and employment generation, as in simultaneous growth of a number of subsidiary industries and a source of cheap and nutritious food. At the same time, it is an instrument of livelihood for a large section of the economically backward population of the country. Okay, fishery sector occupies an important place in the socio-economic development of the country. India is the third largest fish producing and second largest aquaculture nation in the world after China. The blue revolution in India demonstrated the importance of the fishery and aquaculture sector. The sector is considered as a sunrise sector and poised to play a significant role in the Indian economy in near future. Fine. The next topic is regarding the Global Conference on Digital leveraging India's presidency of the G20 and the profile prolific action and commitment of previous presidency, the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and the WHO Southeast Asia Region Office are organizing a two-day global conference on digital health, taking universal health coverage to the last citizen on the 20th and 21st March 2023 in New Delhi. Dr. Mansukh Mandavya, the Union Minister of Health and Family Welfare, the Chemical and Fertilizer will chair the global conference. The conclave will bring together global leaders and health development partners, health policy makers, digital health innovators, and influencers, academia, and other stakeholders. The objective of the global conference on digital health to shift the focus from strategy to achieving a global consensus and a plan of action that produces impactful results on the ground in the member countries. Through a set of digital health initiatives aiming to accelerate our progress towards the universal health coverage. UH. The global conference will address the issue to accelerate the implementation of connected digital health initiative and interventions as a cornerstone of building PSC-oriented and resilient health system. It will also focus on to unlock the potential of delivering and sharing digital health solutions in an ethical, safe, secure, reliable, equitable, and sustainable way. The conference will also focus on finding ways to invest, develop, and share digital technologies following principles of transparency, accessibility, scalability, replicability, interoperability, privacy, security, and confidentiality. This will help in establishing strategic enablers and technology enablers required for implementing digital health at population scale. As part of the global conference, 5 sessions on following aspects have been planned: digital health and imperative to universal health coverage, digital health population scale strategic enablers, digital health population scale technology enablers, and innovation of the universal health coverage, global digital goods for universal health coverage. The conference will also have a ministerial session involving brainstorming on insight and experiences of the digital transformation challenges, opportunities, and critical success factor, along with panel discussion. The next topic is about the similarly health and nutrition. Okay, the Poshan Pakwan. The Minister of Women and Child Development will celebrate the fifth Poshan Pakwan Pakwada from 20th March to 3rd April 2023. Various activities nationwide. A Pakwada aims to raise awareness about the importance of nutrition and promote healthy eating habits through Jan Andolan and Jan Bhagidari. Poshan Abhiyan, launched in 2018, has been instrumental in ensuring people's participation and bringing the discourse on nutrition to the forefront. Poshan Abhiyan was launched with the aim to improve nutritional outcomes in a holistic manner. Behavioral change at individual and community level is an improvement component to achieve the desired goal of a Kuposhan Mukt Bharat. Okay, means malnourished meant with nowhere be there in the country. Every year, Poshan Pakwad is celebrated in the month of March for 15 days. Similarly, the month
Is one question. Again, one question. What करिए? दुईटा question. Question mark दुईटा আছে. কিছু লেখা আছে.
क्वेश्चन ठीक है
नहीं सर which of the following is a এটা লেখা আছে ব্রহ্মপুত্র এই দুই তিনটা দিয়ে ହେଲା again ଏଠି କଣ ଲେଖା ଅଛି which of the statement
ସରି ନାହିଁ କୋଉଟା ଠିକ ଅଛି କଣ
ଏଇଟା ଯୋଉ ଅଛି which of the following
କି ପିଲା କହୁଛନ୍ତି
ହଁ
ପିଲା ବୁଝିନାହାନ୍ତି ବସି 1 2 3 ଦିଆଯାଇଛି ନା ଆନ୍ସର ଏବିସିଡି ରେ ଆସିବ ଏବିସିଡି ତ ଏଠି ଦିଆହେଲା ନା 1 3 ଦିଟା ଯାକ ଠିକ ଅଛି 2ଟା ଠିକ ଅଛି 2 3 ଠିକ ଅଛି 1 2 3
ତାପରେ ଏଇଠି ଯଦି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ଗୁଡ଼ା ଅଛି which of the statement given above is a
ଠିକ ଅଛି এই তিনটা ভিতରୁ କୋଉ ଦିଟା ଠିକ ତିନିଟା ଠିକ
ଆଉ
ଅଛି
ଏଇ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ଟା ଦିଆଯାଇଛି
ମାନେ ଟ୍ରିବ୍ୟୁଟାରୀ ରେ ନା क्वेश्चन ठीक ଅଛି ପୁରା क्वेश्चन ठीक ଅଛି क्वेश्चन 100% करेक्ट Every year, Ocean Pakwada is celebrated in the month of March for 15 days. Similarly, the month of September is celebrated as Rashtriya Poshan Maas across the country. The Poshan Maha and Pakwada celebrated so far have witnessed wide participation and enthusiasm from all states and union territories, frontline functionaries, converging ministries as well as public at large. Okay, that means so overall, this is an initiative launched to make the country free from malnourishment and end malnutrition in a holistic manner through a holistic approach. Close to 2.96 crore activity are held across the country in the last portion of Quad 2022. The theme of this year portion of Quad 2020 is nutrition for all, together towards a healthy India. The declaration of 2023, the International Year of Millets, this year, the focus of portion of Quad will be to popularize Sriorna, the mother of all grains, is a valuable asset to address malnutrition. The activities include with the portion Papada will focus inter alias on the following key themes: promotion and popularization of the Sriorna, millet for nutritional as well well-being through organization of drives to link millet-based foods with supplementary nutrition, home visit, diet competition camps, etc. Celebration of Swachh Balak Spardha celebrate the and recognize the Swachh Balak or healthy child as a predefined criteria by generating a healthy spirit of competition for foods, nutritional good health and well-being. Popularize Sakhyam Anganwadi campaign. Okay, so celebration Swastik Bal popularize Sakhyam Anganwadi campaigning will be organized to increase awareness and popularize Sakhyam Anganwadis with upgraded infrastructure and facility as center of improved nutrition delivery and early childhood care and education. Right. The Ministry of Women and Child Development will be the nodal ministry for coordinating activities during the portion of Quad. In the state and union territory, Department of Women and Child Development, Social Welfare Department will be the nodal department for the portion of Quad. Okay, so then background radiation in Kerala. So in part of Kerala, background radiation level are nearly 3 times more than what is been assumed. A pan-India study by scientists at the Baba Atomic Research Center has found that is background radiation. Background radiation is a measure of the level of ionizing radiation present in the environment, which is not due to deliberate induction of radiation sources. Background radiation originates from a variety of sources, both natural and artificial. Background radiation are the radioactive radiations such as the alpha, beta, and gamma. How radiation occurs? Radiation results from the disintegrating nucleus of an unstable element, and these can be from anywhere, including from inside our bodies to the constituent of matters. Gamma ray are a kind of radiation that can pass unobstructed through matters. Through extremely energetic, they are harmless unless present in large concentrated doses. Limitation on radiation exposure. The International Atomic Energy Agency specific maximum radiation exposure level, and this has also been adopted by the India's Atomic Energy Establishment. Public exposure should not exceed 1 milli sievert per year. Those who work in plants should not be expected to over 30 millisieverts every year. Current level in Kerala. Okay. The present study found that average nutritional background level of gamma radiation in India was roughly 0.8 millisieverts per year. This does not mean that those at column are being exposed to higher dangerous level of radiation. Okay. So, causes of background radiation, the higher radiation level in Kollam, Kerala attributed to monazite sands that are high in the thorium. In southern India, because of the presence of granite and basaltic, volcanic and rock has higher level of radiation from the uranium deposits in the particular rock level. That is why radiation exposure is the background radiation is more in the in Kerala. Okay. Then coming to the question and answer discussion, fake news and disinformation give rise to many challenges in Indian society, and there is. Okay, so fake news and disinformation give rise to many challenges in Indian society, and there is a need to multi-layered approach to deal with it. Analyze fake news is referred to a false or misleading information that is presented as news and often aimed at damaging the reputation of an individual or entity or to make money through advertising revenue. National Crime Record Bureau data shows that incident of fake news and rumorous circulation saw nearly threefold rise in 2020 over 2019. A total of 1527 cases of fake news were recorded in 2020 compared to 468 cases in 2019 and 280 cases in 2018. Clearly, fake news and disinformation are a growing menace in India. Challenges due by the fake news, social conflict, propaganda, misinformation, and fake news. Okay. Okay. Have the potential to polarize public opinion to promote violent extremism and hate speech. For example, recent migrants crisis in Tamil Nadu was created because of the fake news circulation. Electoral manipulation, news articles that are intentionally and verifiably false, designed to manipulate people's perception of reality and used to influence politics and promote advertising. A means of warfare by foreign agents during the and after 2016 election. Russian agents created social media accounts to spread fake news that starred protest and favored presidential candidate Donald Trump while discrediting candidates Hillary Clinton and her associates. Internal security challenges. The drive for higher TRP and viewership caused media company to promote sensational news and false headlines. Example, circulation of false video or of showing shocking attacks on the army in Kashmir Valley. Economic challenges. Many times fake news is used to many times fake news used to deceive people who are not digitally literate, like the fake news of electronic chip in the 2000 rupee note after demonetization created much confusion among the people. Right. So problem in tracking the fake news in India. So what is the problems in tracking the fake news? Okay, so multilingual population, there are 22 official languages and only 10.67% of the population converse in English. The current fake news detection solutions are most effective in English and might fall to identify and process information in other languages. Right. Instant messaging platforms, since. Okay, so instant messaging platform, since internet messaging applications are end-to-end encrypted, identifying and quashing false stories is possible only through the support of the users, which is not possible. Digital literacy, internet penetration in India has risen from 137 million internet users in 2012 to 600 million in 2019, and it has increased by now. The surge in internet penetration accompanied by digital literacy has resulted in the rise of the fake news online. Fine. Okay, so measures to deal with the rising menace of fake news. Learning from the international practice, the European Union has put out the Code of Practice of Disinformation Act 2020. UK has proposed enacting an online safety bill, which will expect social media platforms to actively monitor problematic content. India should also come out with a robust framework to tackle the root cause of information. Creating awareness and education, all the sessions of the population should be made aware of the realistic of fake news and propaganda. Imposing disclosure requirements for targeted advertisement. Fake news is often propagated using ad focused on polarizing issue to amplify existing social divides and partisan conflict. Hence, there is a need to extend advertising disclosure provisions to all issue-based advertising and ad for political candidates or campaign. Verifying influential accounts and pages, the issue of inauthentic accounts. Okay, so creating cyber ombudsman deal with credibility of sources of news and also handling complaints regarding misinformation. Taking help from technology. Tech firms should invest in technology to find fact. Second one, second. Second one. What is one? Okay. So creating cyber ombudsman who can deal with the credibility of sources of news and also handle complaint regarding misinformation. Taking help from the technology, tech firm should invest in technology to find fake news and identify for users through algorithms and crowdsourcing. Fake news has negative implications for all sections of society. Therefore, everyone has a responsibility to combat the storage of fake news and disinformation. This range from reducing financial incentive of fake news to improving digital literacy. Okay, and literacy among the general public. So by which, so this situation will have seen a better improvement. Fine. Then coming to the questions of the day. Supreme Court also decriminalized Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code, which okay, consider sex with the same gender as criminal activity. Homosexual couple currently have a right to legally marry in India. In Asia, Taiwan was the first country recognizing the same-sex union in 2019. So coming to question number one, all the three are correct. Right. Consider the following statement refers to background radiation often mentioned in news because it has moved in Kerala. So background radiation is the radiation that is present in the natural environment Radionuclides present in the earth crust. Most radioactive material in the environment comes from the natural sources. Here also all the three are correct. 1, 2, 3. So D is the right option. Then which of the following are the objective of National Nutrition Mission? To create awareness between to malnutrition among pregnant women and lactating mother, to reduce the incidence of anemia among the young children, adolescent girls and women, to promote the consumption of millets, coarse cereals and unpolished rice, to promote the consumption of poultry eggs. So here, this is only which are correct. Okay, so promotion of consumption of millet, coarse cereals and unpolished rice to promote the consumption of poultry eggs. Okay, so these two are the option of the National Nutrition Mission. 3 and 4 are correct. So that means D is the right answer. A, B, C, D. By mistake, then E. First, the following statement refers to Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampad Yojana. Matsya Sampad Yojana aims towards the purpose of rural development by utilizing rural resources and boosting rural economy in a rapid way. The main motto of Matsya Yojana is reform, perform and transform the fishery sector. So here, so both 1 and 2 are correct. Master 6,000 recently seen in news is related to the following. So it is an indigenously developed submarine. Master 6,000 is an indigenously developed submarine. Answer B is the right option. The reference to India millet export consider the following. The major importing country are Nepal, UAE, Saudi Arabia in 2021-22. This is an increase in export of millet in recent years. So here both 1 and 2 are correct. And Jammarkotra mines recently seen in news are the largest reserve of phosphate in India, located in Rajasthan. Phosphate in Rajasthan. So the following statement is correct with reference to raccoon ducks. They are the only canny and hibernate during the winter. They are endemic to the Indian subcontinent. Right? Here only one is correct, two is incorrect. So A is the right answer. Okay, they are not endemic. They are also seen in other continents. Gadgil Committee report, Kasturiangan report often mentioned them on the Western Ghats. Both of these are related to Western Ghats, its ecology and how to preserve it. Then Jawar is a settlement often mentioned in news. Is the oldest zinc smelter in the world. Located in the following state. It is located in Rajasthan. Rajasthan is famous for zinc production in the country, and it is placed in Rajasthan. So thank you for watching. Keep watching every day to update yourself on the development on a regular basis, and so gain that level of confidence in you. Thank you.